How's it going, football fans around the world? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be predicting another London derby between Chelsea and Arsenal. Let's get to it. Alright, so Arsenal versus Chelsea. And I'm having a bit of trouble making a prediction for this video because, look, we got Arsenal here who are in their best form in the past over 10 years, right? They're at the top of the Premier League. They haven't lost since September to Man United. They've picked up some very good wins. They're looking great. They're looking outstanding. This is the best we've seen Arsenal in a while. And then on the other hand, Chelsea, who have just suffered their first loss with Graham Potter, who once came in, got this Chelsea side looking pretty good again, right? I mean, they were picking up wins, and not just nicking wins. I mean, they were picking up some dominating wins, but they just suffered a humiliating loss. Their first one with Graham Potter versus his ex-team Brighton. And man, was it pretty humiliating. I mean, they got beat 4-1 and the game was over after, what, 20 minutes? I mean, definitely by the first half. They were 2-0 down 15 minutes in, and by halftime, they were 3-0 down. It was quite humiliating, right? They got absolutely dominated. And, you know, versus a good team, though. Versus a very good team. This Brighton side can do some damage. I mean, my team, Manchester City, beat them 3-1, but I'll tell you what, they were dominant for most of that game, and I believe we were actually kind of quite lucky to get out of there. So, I mean, it was to a good team, but to get defeated 4-1 to a team like that, it's not a great look, especially coming in against the best team in the league as of right now, Arsenal. That's why it's pretty hard to predict, because it is at Chelsea's home, so that's another thing Chelsea have going for them, right? That, you know, they did have decent form up until that last game. That last game was a bit of a big bump in the road, but they have a big opportunity here to prove themselves yet again versus Arsenal at home. Who knows what Chelsea's going to show up, right? I mean, honestly, I believe I should probably go with an Arsenal win. And maybe I will by the end of this video, but I should probably go with an Arsenal win because they're right now the best team in form. They have no doubts going into the game, right? Saka's back. Yes, Zinchenko's still out, but they've shown that they can perform without him, right? I mean, no one's even been talking about it because it hasn't been a problem at all for them. So, yeah, I should really probably be predicting an Arsenal win, but I'm having a bit of trouble because, look, this Chelsea side, right? They kind of need a win. They just came off a humiliating loss. They're gonna be at home, and they're currently in 6th place right now. So a win would be a huge boost to their. I wouldn't say Chelsea as of right now or title contenders, but if they want to start making a strong case that they will be for sure in top 4, a win here would be absolutely massive for them. It's just hard for me to see this Chelsea side as of right now suffer 2 defeats in a row. I mean, even when Tuchel was still the manager, and this is no diss on Tuchel because I think he's an absolute amazing manager. I made my video on that situation, so no need to get into that. But even with Tuchel, they hardly ever suffer 2 defeats back to back. So it's hard for me to come in this video and say that I am confident that Arsenal is going to come in here and beat them at home, right? It's difficult for me. It just is. It doesn't matter how good informed Arsenal are. It's just difficult for me to say that with confidence. But yet this Arsenal side, they've given me every reason to why they're going to come in here and pick up a win, right? The only team they've lost to is to Man United. Since then, they've picked up right where they left off, defeating Spurs, defeating Liverpool. Just came off of a 5-0 win versus Nottingham. Even when Saka came off, they didn't skip a beat. This Arsenal side's good, and it's hard for me to see them taking a loss as of right now, right? Because they're even winning the games that they're playing bad in. Like this Arsenal side is really building a good resume as to why they can be some serious contenders in the league, because they're just looking like it right now, right? I mean, they're winning the big games. They're winning the games that they're not supposed to. Luck is on their side. Like everything is just clicking for this Arsenal side. So it's hard for me to predict them to lose. And so I'm very, very, very tempted here to predict a draw. I really am, but I don't think I'm going to. We can even look at the history like I typically like to do, right? That's what I like to do. I like to look at the history of the recent matches. It's even favoring Arsenal here, right? It's not unheard of to see Arsenal go and pick up a dub at Chelsea. I mean, they did it the last 2 times. The last match between them in the Premier League, Arsenal won that 4-2 at Stamford. The game before that, Chelsea ended up picking a win versus Arsenal at the Emirates. But then if we look at the last 3 matches before that, Arsenal won that, 1 being at Chelsea's home, the other 2 being at the Emirates, and then the one before that, they drew at Stamford Bridge. So Arsenal, as of recently, have been picking up points at Stamford Bridge. So is not unheard of, right? Like, it wouldn't be a shock to see them go do it. So that's another thing favoring Arsenal. So yeah, but like I said, I'm tempted to go with the draw, but you know what? I'm not going to. This is my final prediction. So my final prediction for the Chelsea versus Arsenal match is a 1-0 win for Arsenal. Now let me explain myself. So the reason why I've gone for Arsenal winning 1-0 is because both sides defensively have been very, very good. We've seen it with the Man United match. Both teams defended pretty well, and it wasn't until the very, very end where both teams ended up getting a goal. I thought both teams were lucky to get one. Very, very lucky, but they did. But like I said before that, the defensive display was really good. And I'm expecting the same thing coming into this match. Yes, the Chelsea concede 4 goals versus Brighton. Yes, but I don't think that's going to happen again. I rate this Chelsea defense very, very highly. So that's why I'm going with a low scoring game. But the reason why I've gotten into Arsenal is just because as of right now, everything is going their way. And they're just the better team in form, right? I mean, Chelsea, yes, you've had great form ever since Potter has came in. But you just suffered the first defeat, and I feel like this Chelsea side is still a bit rocky, right? You never know what Chelsea's going to show up. Is it going to be the Chelsea firing on all cylinders? Everything's going their way. Defensively, they're always strong, but going forward, I feel like a lot of games you do struggle. But like I said, with Graham, it hasn't. With Potter, it's been different going forward. You guys have been finding the goals, but I believe you guys still have that game in you where going forward, you just can't figure it out. And I feel like with the way Arsenal are playing right now and the way things are going for them, they're just going to find a way, right? I'm not saying that Arsenal are going to come in here and absolutely dominate Chelsea. I don't think that at all. I think it's going to be a pretty even game. Like I said, both defensive displays are going to be up for this game. It's going to be solid from both teams, but I just feel like Arsenal's going to figure it out, whether it be they end up getting a penalty, a corner goal, whatever it is. They're going to figure it out to get that win, to get the 3 points, and they're going to carry on with their title contender season. So yeah, that's my final predictions for the Arsenal and Chelsea game. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Say whatever you like. I'm here for it. I respond to like all my comments if I see it, and I don't get many, so I'll most likely see it. So say whatever you got to say. If you want to call me names, whatever it is, curse me out, I don't care. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Who do you guys think is going to win? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys after the match.